3 o'clock Wednesday, even though it's Thursday. So this week, my blog, 3 o'clock Wednesday, has a challenge to go out and smile at 5 people just to pass a little happiness out into your community. But before I challenge you, I think I had better explain what 3 o'clock Wednesdays is all about. Hello, beautiful friend. Yes, beautiful. You are beautiful. You are a treasure trove of beautiful insights. You're a gift to others. Your passions and your talents make the world a better place. You are an amazing creation. And I want you to lean into your exquisite beautifulness and start to celebrate your you-ness. There's nobody else like you. But as human beings, we all have a tendency to forget and ignore our inherent beauty. Let me share with you a little tidbit. I have a talent of collecting mass amounts of seemingly insignificant trivia. Do I understand quantum physics? No. Do I know how to solve the homeless problem? No. But I do know all the lyrics to Mamma Mia. I know the year that Roger Federer was born, and I know that Jenny's number is 8675309. Not quite on the same level, but these are the kind of things that I tend to remember. One bit of trivia that has stuck in my stubborn little brain is an article I read ages ago about a study done on women's perceptions of self. According to the research, women tend to find themselves to be the most vulnerable and ugly at 3 o'clock on Wednesdays. I get it. I mean, the middle of the week. The week's dragging and the weekend still feels far away, and hump day seems to be a very vulnerable, ugly time. That's why I started calling 3 o'clock Wednesdays a time for a little extra self-love. It's time to be our own cheerleaders. Even though this particular study only collected data on women, I think it's safe to say that the Wednesday low point is a shared experience that we all understand. I have to admit, I've noticed Wednesday afternoons are definitely the low point in the week. Yeah. As a result, I've tried to use that bit of data to be more compassionate to my fellow human beings and to myself. And I try to be more intentional about lifting us all up on Wednesdays. On the road to recovery from betrayal, I have become well acquainted with the concept of self-care. Self-care is the intentional, purposeful promotion of healthy well-being. Categories of self-care can be mental, emotional, physical, environmental, spiritual, personal, social, and even financial. We tend to overlook self-care as we get caught up in the demands placed on us by work, family, and caregiving non-negotiables, those things that have to get done. Taking care of our personal well-being gets pushed to the back burner when there is a big project to present at work, or the baby is up all night, or an elderly parent needs a ride to the grocery store. It's easy to put ourselves last in the long to-do list, but we need to move ourselves up to the top of the list. Think of this need like putting gas in a car. It is necessary, not optional, to get where we want to go. Ignoring this need is harmful and can lead to a breakdown. You can't drive without fuel. You also can't pour from an empty cup. So I have decreed Wednesday, the day when we supposedly feel our ugliest, most vulnerable, our most yuckiest, to be the most necessary time to advocate for ourselves through self-care. So let's turn this around so that Wednesday at 3 o'clock will actively create positivity in our life. Make it a joyful time. I do 3 things on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock. Do you see the pattern? 3 things at 3 o'clock. This is something that takes me at most 5 minutes, maybe only 3. 3 things at 3 o'clock in 3 minutes. I like that. And they can be described in 3 easy words. Quick, easy, and doable. It seems the times I'm sure to fail at something is when I create impossible goals or hold myself to lofty standards. So for this to be successful, it has to be easy. A new habit is only going to take hold if it is attainable and has positive returns. So here's my quick and easy recipe for combating midweek blues. Affirmation, grace, and self-care. Remember when I called you beautiful? We all have beauty inside of us. Take a moment to Take a moment to celebrate the unique beauty of the one and only you. It can be anything that makes you feel good. You can appreciate your quirky sense of humor, or your big belly laugh, or the fact that you're a very generous friend. Maybe you give beauty to the world through paintings or good works or leadership. There is something that resonates beauty deep inside you. Celebrate it. Be thankful for it. Take ownership of it. You are beautiful. So that's our affirmation. The second thing is grace. And this one is the hardest one for me. As a people-pleasing perfectionist, I can give you a long list of my failures and mistakes. But none of us are perfect. This is the time to give yourself grace about something that is maybe nagging at your conscience. You were late getting to work. You snapped at your significant other because you were tired. You ran through that yellow, red light because you were in a hurry. Stop beating yourself up for every little human error you make. Take a moment and say to yourself that today you're giving yourself grace for being perfectly imperfect. So that's affirmation, grace. Our last thing is self-care. Self-care is such a critical component to being healthy. Sometimes in the middle of a hectic week, we might forget to take care of ourselves because our to-do list is a mile long. So take a moment now to make a little plan for something you're going to do for yourself during the next week that is all about the self-care of you. Make a plan to call that committee to say, no, you can't take on that extra duty, which is also enforcing your boundaries. Plan to ask your kids to help you rake the leaves this weekend so you aren't stuck doing it alone. Or plan to get to bed earlier tonight so you'll get some better rest. Or make a hot cup of coffee on Saturday morning and sip it while sitting quietly on the front porch. Making it a plan makes it intentional, and it makes it very impactful. The list of self-care possibilities is endless. All you have to do is think of one that will bring you a moment of joy for this week. Remember, this should only take a few minutes on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock. Don't make it complicated. Just take a quick moment to celebrate you. What's one awesome thing about yourself? Give yourself grace. We all goof up sometimes. Cut yourself some slack today. Mistakes don't make you any less amazing. And 3, sneak in some self-care. Nothing huge, just one tiny way to treat yourself. Make a plan today to do something this week that is just for you. Following the big three at 3 o'clock is a solid way to fight off the midweek blues. I post Wednesday encouragements on 3 o'clock Wednesdays at lillystrong.com. That's Lily with 3 L's, LILLYSTRONG. That will be on this video transcript, which will be on my website, along with a variety of articles about living with and overcoming depression. But I want you to think of Wednesdays as a tiny pep talk for your soul. A little reminder that you're loved and you're strong and you've totally